we absorb huge amounts of socially accepted beliefs and thoughts, patterns of behavior around our businesses. They are those assumptions, expectations, they are everywhere and they are underneath the surface. They are often completely subconscious and we act upon them without understanding that that's what we're doing and believe that we are acting independently when actually we are still conforming to some of those expectations. And that is true of, I think, all entrepreneurs. So this year I made the decision and made the commitment to really get honest about where that conditioning was showing up for me in my business and share that, but also to share examples of where I'm seeing that within clients and within my community, where I'm observing it generally, and explaining what's going on and what the alternatives are. So the other day I was thinking about something and a phrase slid out of my subconscious. And that phrase was smart marketing. Now, it was completely disconnected to my train of thought at the time. And it wasn't what I was expecting to slide out of my subconscious. But when it did, it was so disconnected from the way I was thinking at the time that it was really glaringly obvious. So I stopped to think, what is my issue with the phrase smart marketing? Why do I have a problem with it? And the problem I have with it is the inference of being slightly underhand, of having an ulterior motive, of being played and being manipulated, which is of course true of the majority of our marketing tactics that we know at the moment. So it's not in that respect surprising, but it does, the fact that it also has this sort of implied slap on the back and round of applause for being so cunning about the way that you do it, it sort of made it even more obvious to me. And smart marketing to me is the very opposite of what we need moving forward. We don't need that clever playing and manipulating of people's psyches. We don't need triggers to be pressed and pushed in order to get people to respond. What we need more than anything moving forward is transparency. We need a different way of being in business. We need our businesses to be contributing to society, by which I do not mean that they are necessarily generating money to be philanthropic. I mean that they are, through the way that they are functioning and operating and what they are doing, they are positively contributing on every level. And there are some really good examples of those sort of businesses emerging right now, where every aspect of their philosophy and their practice is contributing to the general sense of well-being, environmentally, economically, socially, that it is dealing with on a much broader level. And that, to me, that level of transparency about the ethos, the presence and the way of operating is absolutely pivotal to our future business models. It's also really important to hold the energy of what we are creating so that people can feel it, because the conditioning is so deep, it is so pernicious. You know, I've accepted that it's going to take me a whole year to sort of like begin to dig through some of this. It's so prevalent that the only way that we are going to help people to move beyond the conditioning is to be honest about it within ourselves, but also to hold the energy of what we're creating, because people respond to energy in a way that cuts through beliefs and thoughts and actions. They can just feel it in their bones. So they will know whether or not a business is right for them or not, if we can be absolutely transparent about that energy and holding that energy and being a beacon for that frequency. And that's the very opposite of smart marketing. It's complete transparency. And I know that that's a big leap for a lot of people to make, but it is the leap I believe that we need to make. We need to be moving into a completely different paradigm where business isn't constrained in any way by a lot of these thoughts and beliefs and assumptions about business practices and business models and all the rest of it. We don't necessarily need that anymore. We need the complete freedom to create. We need the complete freedom to be true to who we are. So that's, so I'm grateful that that phrase slid out of my subconscious, because it was allowed, gave me the opportunity to really look at it and look at another angle of what I know to be one of the biggest issues that we face now, which is how disconnected business has made us from ourselves, both in the terms of how we take it out to our audiences, but also how we operate as human beings. So I'm going to continue on that journey. You can follow that here on my YouTube channel. You can follow it on my Instagram channel, and you can also follow it on Facebook. If you'd like to join my mailing list, please do. The link is going to be beneath the video. So I shall be continuing to talk about this, continuing to share thoughts and ideas, and continuing to share my experiences. And I hope you'll join me for the future installations.